All right, let's talk Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Obviously, a great season for Notre Dame. Disappointing ending, but all eyes are turned towards the future now. No time for the past. Like all great programs, you got to find a way to turn your team from a 2024 campaign into 2025. And Notre Dame is doing just that with a really, really solid move, kind of sliding under the radar. Great news out of South Bend. I'm Nick, and this is Saturday Morning Inspection. All right, so the Fighting Irish, they're getting ready to retool, reload, and prepare for another deep playoff run. But like all programs, you got to be focused on organizational excellence. You can get lucky and have one magical year. The TCU Horned Frogs will tell you that. But sustained success is all about being strong as a franchise, as a program, as an organization. And that means great hires, great moves throughout the entire organization. And Notre Dame is doing that with this latest report. Let's pull it up. This is courtesy of 24/7 Sports. Marcus Freeman is targeting James Blanchard to be Notre Dame's next general manager. Sources tell 24/7 Sports, Tom Lanoy and Matt Zenitz. He would replace Chad Bowden, who was really phenomenal, who left for a seven-figure deal at USC last week. Blanchard was the first hire by Texas Tech head coach Joey McGuire in 2022. He's the Red Raiders' current general manager and was previously the program's director of player personnel. Blanchard is an underrated asset in all college sports. This would be an absolutely massive get for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish and a phenomenal move by Coach Freeman to go after him so aggressively. Miles, I know you've got a few thoughts on this, but first, Notre Dame fans in the comment section below, as we work our way and get ready to the offseason, spring ball is not really that far away. What's one position group you think Notre Dame has to improve on the most to take the next step and win a national title in 2025? Obviously, you can't plan for injuries, so you got to dismiss injuries. What's the one position group they need to just get better at talent wise? Put that in the comment section below. But Miles, what are your thoughts on this latest news out of South Bend?
Yeah, Nick, I have two main thoughts about this. And one is congrats to Marcus Freeman for really just handling this situation very well. The loss of a guy like Bowden for a lateral move is something's really tough. He was, like you said, really, really strong piece of this Notre Dame team getting taken away by the Trojans. Tough for Notre Dame, but for them to respond so quickly and be able to get this candidate search underway and have a really good option there so quickly, I think that really speaks volumes for Coach Freeman and his staff. And then, secondly, like you said, James Blanchard, very underrated guy. He really is one of the more well respected front office guys in all of college football. If you go around those circles, people really say a lot of great things about him. You talk about what he's done in the past, director of, scouting and personnel for Baylor. He was director of scouting for Carolina Panthers in some capacity at that juncture. And now he is coming over here with just some really high accolades. You hear McGuire talk about Blanchard in one of his press conferences. He says he's the best evaluator of talent in all of college football. Coming from the coach that hired him is actually the first guy, like they said in the article, that he hired when bringing him over to Texas Tech. I think this is a really solid move if they're able to get this hire done. I think they will get it done because I think Blanchard seems like a really good guy to replace Bowden, who is also a really top candidate and really strong piece of this Notre Dame organization.
Yeah, Texas Tech gave Blanchard unprecedented control as a general manager. And general manager in college football is a little different than GM in the NFL. Different programs have different roles and responsibilities. With Blanchard, they were all about, like you mentioned, talent evaluation. In fact, Blanchard basically had an unprecedented status at Texas Tech. He was considered such a high priority evaluator, so good at it, that they allowed him to offer recruits and offer candidates without approval of the coordinators, which is absolutely shocking. Normally, how it works is you've got a recruiting coach, like a position coach or an assistant coach, they assistant position coach, and they find a recruit, they find a kid they like, they watch all the tape on him, they analyze him, they think he's worth an offer. Then they go to either that position coach or a lot of times then go to the coordinator as well. They always end up at the coordinator. They show the film to him. The coordinator then gives a thumbs up or thumbs down. Some programs actually require approval all the way up to the head coach in a lot of cases. The fact that Texas Tech trusted Blanchard enough to go like, hey, don't need to go to the coordinators. If you see a kid you like and you think he's worthy to come down to our program in Lubbock, offer him because you're that good at your job. I think that is incredibly important. Notre Dame understands, Coach Freeman understands this better than just about anyone, that talent wins out in the long run. You need to remove barriers to acquiring talent. It's the modern day of college football, NIL, transfer portal. We talk about it all the time. You can't be a lumbering bureaucracy. Programs are, kind of the old way of an assistant coach likes a kid and tells his boss and tells his boss and tells the boss. 3 weeks go by before they finally offer the kid. That ain't going to cut it. You got to streamline this process. You get it smart, talented, innovative, forward-thinking people in your organization. That's exactly what Blanchard is, and I love that Coach Freeman is doing that. One of the reasons you hire young guys to be head coaches is to bring this innovation and this different kind of approach. A lot of young guys actually come up short in that regard, right? They just become basically high energy old guys, right? Instead of like a Nick Saban with arthritis, they try and be Nick Saban but with a spring in his step. Coach Freeman takes a different approach. He goes out there trying to change the mindset, change the focus of the program, change your strategies, change the process, change the culture. Everything is up about being innovative. Everything's focused on getting better. They're not focused solely on, well, this was the way we did things as an organization. Let's just try and improve around the margins. Freeman and his staff, they always look for ways to change how they approach every situation to get an advantage. It's one of the reasons why, despite their million injuries, they made a run all the way to the college football playoff. This is a great move by Notre Dame because they're bringing in another young, innovative guy to help in the talent evaluation and recruiting side. Notre Dame Fighting Irish very quietly are becoming the model program in all of college football. And Irish fans, Fighting Irish fans, you guys should be very excited by that.